Hello YouTube, my name is Nero, and today we have some Call of Duty Black Ops 3 in this week's episode of Dear Nero, which of course is the weekly series here on my channel where subscribers send me in fan mail and or fan questions, and I do best to answer them. To cover on the gameplay today, this is some very old Black Ops 3 footage, right? I'm using the RK5 here because this is before I got Dark Matter. I'm still trying to finish up the challenges for the pistol here in this gameplay. And if you guys don't know, maybe if you don't follow me on Twitter, I meant to render out a couple of videos overnight last night, and I woke up this morning to find that they did not actually render whatsoever, which I thought was weird. And I found out it was because my hard drives are absolutely full. So I'm going through my hard drives and I'm transferring old videos and stuff like that to my external hard drives. It's always good to back up your video files. And I'm also deleting a bunch of gameplays I've already used before. And I stumbled upon this gameplay and it was from so long ago that I can't remember if I ever actually used it or not. It's a pretty good gameplay. So I figured, hey, we'll use it for this week's Dear Nero. Hopefully you guys don't mind if I have used it before. And hopefully you guys can just enjoy the gameplay for what it is, which is a pretty awesome match running around using nothing but the RK5 pistol. And then after this Dear Nero goes up, I can actually delete this gameplay along with the rest of the gameplay and basically start fresh and not have full hard drives, because that's obviously a bad thing. We have a number of great questions for this week's episode, so let's hop into the first one here, which is going to be from a three-time guest now, 3 weeks in a row, because he keeps sending in great questions. I always try to feature the best questions possible. Pink Fluffy Unicorns. I hate that name. It makes me shudder every time I read it. On Twitter, who's going to write, Dear Nero, what kind of weapon would you like to see Treyarch add to Black Ops 3 next? Practical or something a little bit weird? So when I think of a weapon that's a little bit weird, it's usually kind of synonymous with something that is bad, something that's kind of a gimmick weapon that really isn't that great to use. What I would like them to do is something that would be both unique as well as practical. I would like them to bring a new sniper rifle into the game. Specifically, I would like them to bring back, since they've already brought back a number of World War II weapons to the game in the form of the HG-40 as well as the MX Garand. I think it'd be cool if they would bring back the Mosin Nagant, because it's my favorite sniper rifle from World War II, and give it the ability to be unscoped. Make it similar to what we saw in Call of Duty World at War, where you can have it scoped, or you can have it unscoped, or maybe have it unscoped with a bayonet. I think that would be really cool if they're basically just to take the World at War Mosin Nagant and put it into Black Ops 3. Now, you guys know, I'm not much of a sniper in Black Ops 3, but an unscoped Mosin Nagant, maybe one with a bayonet, I think that would be very fun. It'd be a unique weapon, sure, while at the same time being a sniper rifle, and I think people would enjoy that. So, of course, they'd probably end up coming to the game via the black market, but still, I think it'd be cool if a Mosin Nagant were to be added to Black Ops 3. The next question, he is going to write, Dear Nero, what are your thoughts on the NFL reinstating Josh Gordon? Do you think the Browns will be any better this year with Gordon, a top-notch receiver, back in the lineup? Also, do you plan on playing fantasy football this season? Thanks for all the great content and have a wonderful day. From Tony. So Tony, the first part of your question here, do I think the Browns will be better with Josh Gordon? For sure. What do I think about him coming back? I think it's good. I think it's always good to give people a second chance, but really, Josh Gordon, one of the best receivers in the NFL, if you guys don't know, he really needs to keep his nose clean. He needs to stay on the straight and narrow and do whatever he wants after he retires. Like, I've talked about it before, but if I were skilled enough and disciplined enough and, spent my entire life working towards it, if I ever made it to the NFL, I would be the model NFL citizen, because look at me, man. What do I do on a daily basis? I sit home playing video games and making YouTube videos and stuff like that. I'm not out partying. I'm not out getting in trouble or anything like that. I'm playing video games and making YouTube videos, right? That's what I do. So if I were Josh Gordon, who keeps getting in trouble with drugs and having drug offenses while in the NFL, and he keeps getting suspended as a result of that, just save it, man. Just don't do it. Go to rehab. Get off of it for the time being. Do all the drugs you want after your NFL career, right? Why do you have to piss away your NFL career? Like, you could literally be set for life if you just stay clean for 10 years or something like that. Like, if you're in the NFL for 10 years, you have a great career. Josh Gordon, if you guys don't know, is actually one of the best receivers in the NFL. Just a couple of years ago, before he started getting into a lot of trouble, he was actually one of the best. Didn't he lead the league in receiving, I think, that one year? He's ridiculously good. He did that on the Browns, which is a fundamentally terrible team. And that's coming from a Browns fan. He still managed to be the best receiver that year. It's absolutely absurd how talented this guy is. So if he could just stay clean, he could be one of the best receivers in the league. Going to the Browns again after his 4-game suspension, he's going to be back together with RG3, which they actually played college football together at Baylor. There's definitely a lot of potential there. He just needs to keep his nose clean and not piss away his NFL career like former teammate Johnny Manziel did. So I'm definitely excited to see him back. And the third part of your question, will I be playing fantasy football this season? Of course, I play every single season. I've been in the same league since 2007 with my cousin and a bunch of friends and a bunch of other people, and it's a money league, and I did terrible last year. Absolutely awful. So I'm trying a lot harder this year. I'm going to be doing a lot more research going into it, and I'm going to be having fun with it. I'm not entirely sure when our draft is going to be, but I'm definitely looking forward to it because I love doing the fantasy football league every single year. So definitely I'm going to be doing that, and I usually talk about it on Twitter more often than I do YouTube videos. So follow me on Twitter if you guys want to talk about fantasy football and stuff like that. I'm always open to conversing with you guys via Twitter. The next question, he is going to write, Dear Nero, I'm not a console fanboy, but I was was curious why you play Overwatch on PC. I know you said in the past that you preferred to play on console for competitive shooters, and I was wondering if that changed and why. Michael from the Music City. So Michael, the reason why I play Overwatch on PC is mainly because that's where I play the beta. I had a beta key given to me before the open beta. It was given to me on PC, and so I tried it out on PC, and I thought it was fine. I liked it. I don't like playing Call of Duty on PC because there's so many little tiny things I would have to get used to. Like, things are second nature for me, like the ability to run and jump and then crouch to be able to go through a windowsill and stuff like that. Like, things like that I can't quite do on PC that well. I can't drop shot on PC that well because I'm just not super comfortable doing it. Whereas Overwatch, there isn't a lot of drop shotting. There's not a lot of jumping and crouching and stuff like that. It's a really zany arcade shooter for the most part, and I tried it on PC and I liked it and I had fun with it. I'm debating whether or not I would like to play Battlefield 1 on PC. I don't think that I will, because for whatever reason, no matter what, like, you can have all the right equipment and stuff like that and say, oh yes, your PC should be able to run Battlefield, at this frame rate, at this resolution, and so on and so forth, but it never seems to work out that well for me. Maybe it's because my PC's old. So I'm probably going to get Battlefield 1 for the Xbox One. I'm probably going to play, of course I'm going to play Call of Duty on the console as well. I guess those are my games on console. Titanfall, I'm also going to get on the console as well. I don't know why. Just something about Overwatch clicks with me for PC, and that's why I play it. I know it doesn't sound like a good answer. It's like, well, I guess it just works, whereas other games don't work. I don't know what else to tell you. I've tried it on PC. I liked it on PC, running it at full graphics at a high frame rate, and it's beautiful, and I like playing it on PC. But still, going back to more traditional stuff like Titanfall, COD, or Battlefield, I'm going to play all that on the console still. So it's weird, I know, but that's why I decided to go with. The next question, he is going to write, Dear Nero, how has YouTube Red been affecting you? I'm a subscriber to YouTube Red as well as you, and I watch YouTube totally different now. In fact, I don't watch it anymore. Anytime I'm on Wi-Fi, I download videos I've saved, which includes Dear Nero and any discussion/opinion videos you publish, which I always look forward to. I do a lot of driving, so I always listen to them in the car. My question is, do you get anything different when I download a video as opposed to simply viewing and liking? Do you see statistics for the new YouTube Red features? I'm always interested anyway. Keep up the outstanding work. You've gotten me through some rough traffic. Racoods? I have no idea how to pronounce that, from Chelsea, Alabama. So a YouTube Red question. I don't get a lot of these here for Dear Nero, but I think the reason why is a lot of people that watch me don't actually subscribe to YouTube Red. So what is YouTube Red? If you guys don't know, it's a subscription service for YouTube. You pay $10 a month, and it gives you YouTube Red, which will remove all ads from the website. It allows you to get access to exclusive YouTube Red content from really big YouTubers, like PewDiePie has series. I'm trying to think of all the people. There's a bunch of people that have specifically YouTube Red series. The only way to watch them is if you are a YouTube Red subscriber, as well as they give you a number of other little benefits, like the ability to download YouTube videos to your mobile device and watch on the go, which is something that Coods here was actually talking about in his question, how he downloads stuff whenever he has Wi-Fi and listens rather to YouTube videos on the go while he's driving and stuff like that. So I personally subscribe to YouTube Red, and the reason why is because I want to support content creators while at the same time not watching ads. Like, people just download ad blocker, which I guess that's their right. They can do whatever they want, but it doesn't help the content creator. Actually, it kind of takes away from the content creator if you're using ad block and not supporting them in any way. So for me, it's like, well, $10 a month, I'm supporting every content creator that I decide to watch, while at the same time I'm not having to watch ads. That sounds awesome, because especially for me, I watch more YouTube than I do like television or anything like that, so it's definitely worth it in my opinion. I can actually see how many views I get from YouTube Red. To answer the question, I can actually see how many views I get specifically from YouTube Red subscribers, as well as how much money I earned from YouTube Red subscribers watching my videos. But the thing is, for me personally, it doesn't affect me too much, because very few people that actually watch my channel are subscribers to YouTube Red. On average, I get 20 to 30,000 YouTube Red views every single month, which may sound like a lot to some people, but for me, in the grand scheme of things, as somebody who's been doing this professionally for 4 years, 20 to 30,000 views is not a whole lot. And from what I can tell, these YouTube Red views actually monetize very, very well. I mean, these things monetize on average 4 times better than normal views, again, according to my own analytics. But alas, I don't get a lot of YouTube Red views, so it doesn't really affect me too much. There are a bunch of YouTubers out there who this does affect. Total Biscuit is one that definitely comes to mind. He's talked about it, I think, on his podcast, how with YouTube Red, actually, I think he made an entire separate video, or maybe it was on a SoundCloud, whatever. At some point, Total Biscuit was talking about YouTube Red and how it's really helping his channel, because he has an entirely different demographic. demographic, whereas I have a Call of Duty channel, and I'm not trying to, it sounds like I'm trying to, like, I don't know, in my head anyway, how I'm like talking down, like, oh, people that watch my channel on average are 13 to 18, you know, a lot of younger people watch my YouTube channel, which is just, honestly, that's the fact. I have the demographics. I know who watches my YouTube channel, whereas Total Biscuit, who is a PC games critic, he has a lot of older people watching his channel, and a lot of older people tend to subscribe to YouTube Red, and therefore YouTube Red makes up a substantial amount of his income every single month, and it's actually helping his YouTube channel a lot. He's earning a lot of money from YouTube Red, whereas someone like me isn't, because people that watch my YouTube channel don't subscribe to YouTube Red. So that's a little inside baseball, I suppose, for those of you guys that want to know a bit about the insides of YouTube and the ins and outs of like ad revenue and stuff like that. YouTube Red is actually really good for the people that actually can benefit from it. If you have a number of people watching your channel that are subscribed to YouTube Red, you're going to earn a good amount of money from that. But if you're like me and you only get a small number of YouTube Red views every single month, it helps you, sure, but it's not really as substantial as what it can be for other YouTube channels. So hopefully that answers your question. The next question, he's going to write, Dear Nero, with all this hate against Infinite Warfare, do you think this 3-year development cycle is good? I see they wanted to boost the quality of the game, but now they have problems where when we don't like something, they can't change it because they're already too deep into development. And this, of course, was coming in from Andrew on YouTube. I paraphrased his question a little bit there, but that's exactly what he wanted to ask, is do I think the 3-year development cycle is actually good? Because while, yes, it does allow them to spend more time on the game and boost the quality of the game, at the same time, they could definitely have problems like with Infinite Warfare and the fact that we don't like that setting and the fact that they can't change it because they've been working on that thing for 3 years. That's definitely a big problem with the entire system. As a whole, I really like the 3-year development cycle. It allows the developers to spend a lot more time with their games, making sure the weapons are polished and very detailed. They're very detailed and great looking now. There's also a lot of variety to the weapons, while at the same time, they're making it so the maps are very unique and very detailed and good maps. They're not just crappy, you know, one-off maps. Usually they're pretty good, and that's as a result of the fact that they can spend a lot more time perfecting their game, both single player as well as multiplayer as well as co-op. They have a lot more time to work with. But like you accurately pointed out in your question, there is an inherent problem in the fact that they spend so much time on these games, they start them so long ago that they actually run the risk of being out of touch when the game actually releases. For example, Infinite Warfare. It's futuristic. People are like, how do you not listen to the fans? We've been saying for 2 years how we don't want futuristic. Well, the reason why is because they've been working on this futuristic game since they released Call of Duty Ghosts. And, you know, back then, people weren't against the idea of a futuristic Call of Duty. At that time, COD was just starting to dip its toes into the idea of a futuristic setting with, of course, Black Ops 2. And looking back at it, Black Ops 2 was barely futuristic as compared to the stuff we've seen over the past couple of years, as well as Call of Duty Ghosts, which was slightly futuristic in that it was set a couple of years in the future. I mean, COD as a series was just kind of dipping its toes into this idea of being futuristic, and they didn't know that people were going to be so against the idea. So for the past 3 years, they've been working on a space Call of Duty, basically, and now that it's coming out, people are upset, and what can they do? They've been working on it for 3 years. So there's definitely a lot of pros and cons to the entire idea of a 3-year development cycle, although I will say I still think the development cycle is a good thing. I think it's good that they have 3 years to work and polish their Call of Duty game, because as a result, we get a new COD every single year, and every single year it's going to be a polished and well put together Call of Duty game, not a crappy, sloppily thrown together Call of Duty game. So even though there is going to be a risk of the game kind of being out of touch with the fan base when it does come out, I still think it's good because it's going to be a pretty good COD by the very nature that it's had 3 years of development backing it up, and the maps are going to be relatively good, the guns are going to be polished, so on and so forth. So just, that's my opinion. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? Do you guys still think the 3-year development cycle is good? Because I personally do, but I know there's going to be people that definitely disagree with that. The next question, he's going to write, Dear Nero, do you feel obliged to record every time you play a game? Jake from Delaware. So Jake, I do if it could potentially go on my channel. So for like Call of Duty, yes, I record every single match. Overwatch, yes, I record every single match. Battlefield, yes. Titanfall, yes. Like things that could go here on NerosCinema, I record every single match I play, because what if something cool happens? I want to be able to feature that here on my channel. But I play a lot of games, and I don't record every single thing I play. Like, for example, just last night, I was playing like 4 hours worth of Fallout 4. The brand new Vault-Tec DLC is out. It is so much fun. Of course, I'm doing a series with it, but I wasn't doing anything for the series. I was just working on my vault and building things. And I was doing it all off camera just to mess around and just try to get familiar with the new tools that we have as part of the DLC. And I just played for like 4 hours straight, just having a blast, and I wasn't recording it because I actually play games for fun, believe it or not. I was playing Hearthstone. You know, when I play Hearthstone, I play it for fun most of the time. I don't actually record it a lot. When I play WoW, I don't record that because it's just something that's fun that I like to play. Heroes of the Storm, I play it a lot, and I don't record it or anything like that because it's just a game that I like to play. So I do record a lot. I don't feel obliged to record everything. I only feel obliged to record things like Call of Duty, Overwatch, Battlefield, Titanfall, stuff that could go here on NerosCinema. That's stuff I want to record because if something cool happens or if I do really well, I want to feature it here on my channel via gameplay. So hopefully that answers your question. The next question, he's going to write, Dear Nero, what are your thoughts thoughts and or opinions about the possibility of microtransactions in Modern Warfare Remastered. Thanks, Carter from Virginia. So Carter, I don't know how I would feel about microtransactions being in Modern Warfare Remastered. A big part of me just wants this to be a pure COD 4 remake with nothing extra thrown in there. But hypothetical here, what if they were to throw in extra camos via supply drops into Modern Warfare Remastered? Take some of your favorite camos from like Black Ops 3 or Ghost or Advanced Warfare or what have you, and make some of them available via a supply drop system in Modern Warfare Remastered, because that game had a small number of camos in it. If you guys don't know, COD 4 originally had Desert, Woodland, Digital, Blue Tiger, Red Tiger, and that was really it. You had 5 camos, and you could also unlock gold if you unlocked Red Tiger for every weapon in a specific category. Then you unlock a golden weapon for that category. So for example, if you got Red Tiger for every single assault rifle, you would then unlock gold for the AK-47. That was the only weapon you could have gold for the assault rifle category. So it was a weird system, but that was a system nonetheless. So what if they were to add in camos via supply drops? Would you guys be for or against that? I don't really know what to think. Part of me is like, I want to be like COD 4. I want to be as purely COD 4 as possible. But another part of me is like, they're camos. Who cares, right? It's just purely cosmetic. Then maybe they take it further. What if they start adding in weapons into the game? What if they add in weapons that weren't originally in Call of Duty 4, but they put them into the game? Would I be for or against that? Initially, of course, I would be against that. But what if they added them in for free or made them earnable somehow? Then part of me is like, well, if they're earnable and they're free, then I don't know. Maybe I would like that. But at the same time, that wasn't in COD 4, so I don't know what to think. Then, of course, there's the idea that perhaps they could gate content, like taking the 10 remaining maps that they actually cut from the multiplayer itself, and then adding them to the game periodically via map pack DLC. Who knows if they're going to do that? I don't know what they're going to be doing with microtransactions in Modern Warfare Remastered, if they even decide to have them, but I'm not sure what I think about it, honestly. Like, when I got this question, initially I thought, oh no, don't add anything, but another part of me is like, well, what if they just add camos? That's not really that big of a deal, right? It's just camos. Then another part of me is like, well, if they actually add in weapons, would I be against that? Of course. But what if they were free? I don't know. Maybe. It's definitely a very gray area for me personally. I'd love to hear what you guys think down there in the comments. But I think ultimately the best thing they could possibly do is just make it as pure to COD 4 as humanly possible. Don't add extra things. And if they do that, I think it's going to be a pretty fun experience. And maybe if they want to add in the 10 remaining maps via DLC in the future, perhaps they'll be okay with that. I personally think it's kind of scummy, but at the same time, if it gives us more maps, then sure, whatever. I don't know what to think, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. The next and final question, he's going to write, Dear Nero, the other day I was watching some old YouTube videos from about 10 years ago from all of my favorite YouTubers, and it got me thinking about nostalgia and how simply because a video or song is from our childhood, we have such fond memories of it and it inflates our opinion of it, or think that it's better than we actually know it is. So I was wondering if there is anything you're nostalgic about from a fan, Zach. So Zach, of course I'm nostalgic. Everybody feels nostalgia for something, and especially Call of Duty for me, because when I first got into Call of Duty, I was a carefree 16-year-old just playing a game with his friends and experiencing Call of Duty for the first time. And that's one of the things, man. That's one of the things that makes me so nostalgic for those days is, one, I was 16 years old. I mean, you look at life now, I'm 24. That was 8 years ago when I first started getting into Call of Duty, and I was in a completely different place in life. I had different friends. I looked different. I don't know. I lived in a different house. I was still in high school. Like, life was a lot different back then, so of course there's gonna be a lot of nostalgia for those times. But at the same time, I was learning Call of Duty for the first time. That was amazing for me. I'll never be able to experience that again. I'll never for the first time be truly new to the Call of Duty series like I was back in the day, learning about weapons. I mean, there was this entire mystery. Call of Duty itself was a giant mystery to me, just waiting for me to discover it. And that's what was so fun. I was spending all my time playing video games with friends, pulling all-nighters on summer vacation, playing till like 5 o'clock in the morning with friends, just playing 8 hours of COD straight. And even when we weren't playing Call of Duty, if I was hanging out with my cousin or my friend Tyler or what have you, we're talking about Call of Duty and talking about this cool thing that happened the other night while we were playing, just sitting there in party chats all night. Of course, I'm super nostalgic for Call of Duty. And that's one of the things when I go back to Call of Duty 4, I go back to World at War, or Modern Warfare 2, or Black Ops, or really any older Call of Duty that's not really the current one, there is nostalgia for those games, because every time I go back, and this is especially true for like World at War, there's memories around every corner for me, because I've spent so much time playing these games, and I've spent so much time enjoying these games with people that I love and people that I know, and it's so cool going back to those sort of Call of Duty games. So of course I feel a lot of nostalgia. I think everybody does, but for me it's especially relevant in the Call of Duty series, which is why I can look past the flaws of World at War, like the MP40. I can look past the flaws of Call of Duty 4. I can sometimes, it's really hard to look past One Man Army and Danger Close in Modern Warfare 2, because I had so much fun playing that game with my friends back in the day. Just all the nostalgia I have for that game it's sometimes overwhelming at times when I go back and I play some of those games. So ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude this week's episode of Dear Nero. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. If you did, please drop me a rating. And if you guys would like to submit your questions for the next episode of Dear Nero, it's pretty simple, guys. You go to my YouTube channel, go to the About section, and from there you'll find a send message button. Just send me a message, write out your question, and if it's good, I may feature it for Dear Nero. Or alternatively, you can tweet me on Twitter at NeroTweets using hashtag Dear Nero. Go ahead and do either one of those, and you may be featured on next week's episode. Once again, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Drop me a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.